green sign, so hopefully that's good. Welcome everyone to our Fruits Basket stream where we're going to be talking about episodes 11 through 14. Basically our thoughts, our opinions, and all that fun stuff. I'm joined tonight by Creating with Katie, a person on Twitch who loves Fruits Basket, so we thought this would be fun. If you want to introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm Katie. I'm a weeb. And I love Fruits Basket. I've watched the manga, or I've read the manga. I watched the original. I've been waiting for this for so long.
And I just realized I forgot to put your link in the description of my video, so I'm going to go do that right now.
Okay.
Yes, I knew I forgot something when I was setting this up.
You're good, you're good. We're gonna go back. I'm so pumped for this. Like, so excited. One, like, none of my friends are really, like, super into anime. I'm gonna be real. So, like, talking anime with another person already, I'm just like...
Yeah, because you mainly do,
heavy breathing.
You do, like, games and stuff on Twitch, mainly.
Yes, yeah, and I've met a lot of fun people there, and I get to talk with people there, but, like, still, like, no one's had, like, that Fruits Basket connection for me.
Yeah.
So, like, so excited.
Yes, we just randomly met in my friend's Twitch chat one night, and we completely ignored him and talked about Fruits Basket. That was fun.
Yes.
Alright, so for what we're going to be doing here, go through episode 11 through 14, just talk about the different things we noticed, thoughts, random opinions. Also, it's on screen, but please no spoilers for the manga. I'm an anime-only person, so I'd rather not be spoiled.
I won't spoil you. It's been a long time since I've read it, too, so I don't think I can.
Okay, so. That's good. If you want to talk about spoilers with her, go message her on Twitch or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
Or wait till season 3 is done, then you can talk to me about it.
So, yeah. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yes, this is going to be... this has been a very fun show. So we're going to start off with episode 11, and this is the big episode with Kagura and Kyo.
Yes. Oh
and
my god.
I realized I have my audio for your stream on the background, I think. Alright.
Oh.
I was wondering, wait, is that coming through for your end? No, I'm just an idiot.
I can't hear anything. You're good.
Yeah, you're good.
I do have the stream pulled up, though, on my phone, and oh my gosh, your picture's adorbs. I love it. I'm here for it. Okay.
Yeah, I just have like 4 screenshots for this episode that's gonna like cycle through them, and yeah.
I love it. Great. Jog my memory.
Yeah. Some of the things that I really liked that I kind of forgot about that I wrote down is just how when they got back from the beach house, Ayumi had just like crashed the place because he left it unlocked.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love him. Chaotic energy to the max.
Yeah. He is great. At first, I found him really annoying, but as I saw more about him, I appreciated, like, okay, I see where he's coming from. He's kind of fun. And, hello, Jared. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by.
Hey, Jared.
Yes, and then episode 15, which we're not, but yes, he's amazing there.
Yeah, he is just, like, I mean, at first, he's more like comic relief, I think, and then, like, he really does, like, that bond with Yuki, which I love a lot.
Yeah, and how they... they don't have, like, a great relationship, but they, like, appreciate and understand each other, and considering everything Yuki and Ayumi have been through, that's pretty much all you can ask for with them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think they're working on it. I think going through the traumas they went through, like, really, like, them just talking is, like, a big step.
Yeah, and how he saw, like, earlier in this season, Ayumi made the comment, like, before Yuki just saw him as a nil, did not think anything of him, and now he hates him, which is progress.
Yes, progress. I mean, that episode with, like, Toru in the shop, like, oh my god. Cute. Just too cute. Like, I died when I saw that. Like, oh my gosh. Anyway.
Yeah, I think this episode, or this video is going to be all over the place, but that's good. That makes podcast live streams, whatever you call it, fun. But then we had Toru calling Kazuma, and it was kind of a mystery, like who she was calling. Again, I watched this like 5 days ago, so I forgot about this part, so I'm glad I took notes.
Yeah. Yeah, that part, like, them meeting and talking about all that, like, I love Toru. Like, I think she's just too pure and good for this world, honestly.
Toru is the reason I love the show as a whole so much. Though not just her, but, like, she's the embodiment of why the show's amazing.
Yes, 100%. Like, she's who everyone needs to be.
Yes.
Like, period.
I said before, I want to be more like Toru, and I think everyone should.
Yes, that is my goal in life, like my own personal goal. I'm like, I must be like Toru. What would Toru do? I
Yeah.
need to get that tattooed on me.
Yes, I mean, I'm kind of like her already. I'm really absent-minded sometimes.
Oh yeah, and she's a complete klutz. Like I feel that on deep, deep
Yeah,
level.
yes, I've fallen up the stairs multiple times, I will admit that.
Yeah,
Uh,
she's perf.
yeah, so I just really like that scene with Toru and Cosmo, with Toru trying to like learn more about the curse, what she can do to help, if there's any way that she can.
Yes, and like the curse, like her even just tackling that. I mean, he is already blown away by how amazing she is,
Yeah,
just by what she's already done, and now she wants to go even more. Like just baffling to him.
yeah,
So,
even after Akito like attacked her, told her to stay away, that's just
hmm
driving her even more.
which I love. Like she gets challenged and she pushes back. Like that's goals. So
I forget what episode that was, but there's like one scene where like she was thinking about Akito telling her not to meddle, and she basically shouted out loud, "I'm going to meddle as much as I can."
yes, whenever she was talking to Yuki, and she's
Yeah,
like, "No, determination."
and I was like, "No, I'm going to keep meddling." Yuki's like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, like what the fuck? Is she crazy? But yeah. I think low key in his head, he's just like, she's crazy but adorable.
Exactly. The
Yeah.
crazy makes her more adorable.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Um. Yeah.
Kyo and
So.
Kagura.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're moving on to that part, which that was definitely the biggest part of the episode. That's like all my
Yes.
screenshots are from. So yeah, that was really great.
That was wild one to see them like as kids and how they even like got together because like they didn't show that in the first run of this, like it obviously because it's the second season. Now
Yeah.
there are some things like they moved around the episodes from the first one to the second one,
Yeah,
but like
I know they move some things around, but they're pretty much covering everything. And in chat,
yeah.
Satsuki saying that he loves me, so thank you, Satsuki. I love you too.
Oh, I think my chat crashed.
It's on YouTube, so
Oh, okay, my bad.
yeah. Satsuki
No.
checked out the podcast that I was doing before a lot, and he's amazing. So yes, thank you for checking this out, Satsuki. And
Yes, but I love seeing them like young and like how they started, and like that was really sad too. Like Kyo just drawing fried eggs in the sand. Like, come
yeah,
on,
and like
it's too precious.
how alone he was. It was also interesting to see Kagura's backstory because like she was sad, she's born with the spirit. She thought it made her
Yeah,
parents fight and everything like that. And then she saw Kyo who had it even worse and like made her grateful for what she had, but also made him like look down on Kyo.
yeah. That also like I understand like if you see someone in a shitty situation, you're like, okay, well at least that's not me. But at the same time, like she's also pitying Kyo, and that's not the love that Kyo wants, and that's not the
Exactly.
love that you should be giving someone anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of like a
So
broken love, sort of.
yes, like I think it definitely like was helpful when they were kids, you
Right.
know, but like as they grew older, definitely became more and more of a burden than a helping hand. So
Right. It
because
was
like as
also
kids, good.
yeah, I was gonna say it's also really interesting just seeing like how like he's been pushing her away for so long, and also what was really cool is like Kagura's reaction to seeing Kyo as a monster. Basically, she ran away then, and that's like a
Yes.
failure that's haunted her forever.
Right. And like I love that too because like Toru didn't. Like she at first whenever like he was like nah, like hit her, like she
Yeah,
was like I'm a head out.
yeah,
But then like she heard him like, talking and turned around and faced that, and that the amount of courage that she had there,
yeah.
crazy.
It was
And
crazy. Like she
pairing
was,
them.
yeah, and she was terrified there with good reason, but she
Hmm.
still went after Kyo.
Yes. And like their love, it's just goals. I mean,
Yes.
really. So
Yes, I think Kyo
but
and Toru is my personal pair for the show.
yes, 100%. Like I do love Yuki.
Yeah.
I do because they do have some very adorable scenes, and I think Yuki love like Toru loving Yuki makes Yuki love himself, which makes him be able to love. I'm gonna shut up because you haven't read the manga.
Okay.
I was like, never mind.
We'll save that discussion for after season 3.
Yes, yes.
But what I think is really, or my pair that I like, which is I'm sure is never going to happen, but I really like Toru with Momiji.
Oh yeah, like Also, like, I know there's some people who ship like Toru and Haru, or I'm sorry, not Haru and Momiji, and that's adorable.
That's kind of
But
weird, but okay.
that is definitely a thing that happens though, because like he's got that big brother vibe for him, and
yeah, I just can't. Yeah, I see them where like the family like annoying each other or whatever, but I don't see any romance. But maybe there's something later on that people would get into. I don't know.
More from I think the first run of it, the first run of this and everything.
Okay.
But like Haru and Rin and like oof,
Oh,
I love them. They are spicy. Anyway.
I have no idea what to make of that couple.
I know it's just like hot and cold, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, well, like episode 14, we had like the kiss, and the Yuki's like, "Wait, okay, I see her kissing. Don't you think it's a bit excessive?" At least that's what I'm imagining he was thinking.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I don't know.
Back to Cosmo and Kyo before we get too off topic.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was also really interesting how like Kagura came to such a realization when Toru ran after him.
Yeah.
Just like how it made her see like she's failed, she cannot be with Kyo no matter how much she wants to.
Yeah, and like she's not strong enough, and she doesn't have that love for him because she can't love his monster.
Yeah.
So, or even face the monster, really. Not that she can love the monster, but like that she can even face it and identify it. She just wants to run from it.
Yeah, it's also just interesting, like how Kagura seeing everything she was doing wasn't for him, but for her.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also one of the very interesting things about the show is how much of the character growth starts with them realizing that they are not the person they want to be, and then working to improve themselves.
Yes, which is, I mean, really what people should do anyway.
Yeah.
And like, I love how I feel like she just kind of like took the love for Kyo and hid behind that for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
And, just like focusing on that instead of focusing on herself and everything around her. So I think her like breaking down that love and really assessing it is going to make her grow too.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited to see where her character will grow from here.
Yes, it is exciting.
My crazy theory that, please don't tell me if I'm right or not, is that she will end up with Yuki.
No comment.
Okay. Maybe I've had crazy ideas that have been right before, so maybe that one will be. And I like them at the whatever episode it was. I don't remember.
They are cute, but no comment. No spoilers.
Yes. So any other thoughts on episode 11 or the Kagura and Kyo or anything else I forgot about?
Not too much. I just really, I mean, it was a good seeing season 2 and what they've done, because most of season 2 they did not show the first time. Like there's been like I think 1 or 2 episodes that they didn't show. Yeah. But they seeing the manga brought to life just for me, like, is everything I've ever wanted. So like seeing the everything brought to just anyway, that's all I have to say about that.
Oh, yeah, I get that. I don't read manga that often, so I don't get that feeling too often, but there were a couple times I was like, okay, this is amazing to see in anime form, not just in light novel or manga or whatever.
Yes, I actually want to go back and watch the dubbed when they come out with that on Crunchyroll, or when they post it on Hulu, because the dubbed is very good as well.
Yeah, it's solid. I do prefer the sub, but yeah, the dub did everything right. Yeah.
I mean, I will always watch a sub first, but I will go back and watch it dubbed again because I'm a freak.
So. Hey, it's a good show. It's worth watching twice.
Yep.
All right, so let's move on to episode 12. So I'll change these cute screenshots. And now we get the one with Mayu, I think the teacher's name is. By the way, I'm very terrible with remembering characters' names.
Oh, yeah, I wrote down all their names, so I didn't butcher this.
Okay. I have them written down somewhere in my notes, but...
So Kana, Hattori, and then they were the couple that so then Mayuko, she just May.
Yeah. Or Mayu, I think is what they shorten her name to, and I can pronounce that one.
But I love like that they put this episode in here because like they also added like the Arisa and then Harujima's episode in the first season.
Yeah.
Like I love seeing other characters' episodes that aren't mainly Toru,
It was really weird. There's like 3 episodes in a row where Toru was like completely out of it for the best portion of them.
Yes, yes, but I think it gives you good like background on what's happening with other characters, and I do like that.
Yeah, it's definitely not bad, and I like how like expands the story more because it's not just about
Mhm.
Toru.
It isn't, and that's what I love too. Is like it's I mean it's called Fruits Basket, not Toru and Kyo.
Right.
So yeah, I do love that like they get to show other characters and like people relate to various characters for different reasons. So I do love that they show that so
Hmm.
more in detail.
Yeah, especially like Hattori's like closer to my age. My personality is more similar to him. I feel like I'm a mix of Hattori and Shigure.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. She okay, so Shigure's character was definitely way more perverted in the first run of this too, and in the manga. So I
Okay.
think it's really interesting they toned him down.
Yeah, he definitely has his moments.
He has his moments, but definitely way, way more toned down than he was.
Okay, I'm kind of scared now.
It's fun. You will have to watch those eventually.
Okay. Maybe if I do read the manga, I'll get to experience that type of Shigure.
Yes.
Well, speaking of Shigure, like, I love how Shigure planned everything out that happened in this episode.
He's really the mastermind behind almost everything, too.
Yeah, like, how he planned, like, this beach episode and got Akito there to throw everything into motion, even if I have no idea what his plan was.
He is the man behind the scenes, like subtly. Like
Yes.
it is very wild. I love how he did set like Hattori coming to visit her
Right.
like at the bookstore. I love that. Like, because I think he knew. I mean, there's no way he didn't,
Yeah,
you know?
especially if he has a relationship with Samayu anyway, like, okay, you're here, you and Hattori be good together, let's set that up.
Right. Yeah, I think it's so cute. I love them. Like, and it's such an innocent love for her. Like, you
Right.
can tell when she cries and, just gets so emotional
Yeah, and
about it.
I definitely like the ideas here, especially we saw, I think it's season 1 where Hattori is saying, like, he's grown up, it's not his right anymore to be happy, he'll instead, like, take care of the younger generation.
Yeah, that's also sad.
Yeah,
Like, he's given up.
yeah, and so Shigure's, like, I think in part trying to help him, showing that, yes, he can still be happy, there's still hope.
Yeah, and honestly, I kind of think that, like, personally, I don't really think Kana was right for him anyway. I really do like Mayu and Hattori way, way more. Like, it's more of I think they vibe together better. I mean, they're both more mellow
Yeah.
whenever she's not being crazy. But
Yeah, but it's good to have like a mellow, and then like a Hattori's mellow can kind of like keep her in check, and but they're not like complete opposites.
yeah, and she brings out like I don't know, some very good Hattori for
Right.
like I mean, and the fact that they went and like got a drink and like I just think that's so cute.
Yeah, it shows that their relationship could be starting, especially how she had feelings for him all along, but she like put it aside so Kana could be happy.
Yeah, she's just honestly, she's like such a good friend, and like
Right.
the fact that she was just like the entire time just dying on the inside,
Right.
like, and that she cried for for him not being happy,
Yeah.
like
And,
that was so cute.
yeah, I think that's how love should be. It's like you care about the person, you might not necessarily be together, but they're still special to you.
Yes, and like I love the fact that she loves him so much she just wants to see him happy, and
Right.
was happy that he was with Kana and happy there, and was honestly more sad that they weren't together and happy, you know.
And
So
something interesting that I almost forgot about is how Shigure was the one who snuck her into the Soma estate after she had her memory wiped out so she could see them.
yes,
And
Shigure, like he acts, he's very weird, but he does actually care and love about everyone, I think.
yeah,
So
I'm still not exactly sure what his final plan is, but he's definitely doing everything he is to help the people around him.
it is once you find it out, like it is very adorable.
Okay.
So that's all I'll say about that.
I mean, he's a dog. He has to be adorable.
Yep, I mean it's definitely dog vibes.
Yes.
So
I was late getting home today because there was a dog out front and I had to go say hi to her, so.
Aw. I have a dog, so I relate.
Yeah, I'm very much a dog person. Can't really have one now, but they're amazing.
Yes. Well, I like both. I like dogs and cats.
Cats are good too. I mean,
I
Kyo's
mean, I
great,
love
so.
Kyo.
Yes. And
Yeah.
Kisa, if a tiger counts as a cat.
Yes. Oh my gosh, she's too pure too. Too precious.
I think Kisa is the first basket character I have the most screenshots of on my computer.
She's so so cute. And Hiro, I love the episode whenever they go to the beach, and he's just like, she's sitting there, and she's like, I really want to go to the beach. He's like, let's go.
Yeah, at first you say, I'm not going with Toru, and she says, I want to go. Okay, we're going.
Yep, just like Die Hard loves her.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, Kisa is definitely one of my favorites of all of them. I mean, Hiro is great too, even if he's kind of a brat, but that's sort of who he is.
Yeah, definitely. But he is like knight in shining armor for her.
Yes.
So
I hope he gets some really cool moments later on.
No spoilers.
Yeah, I know. Like, I keep asking these questions. Do you want to say, "Yep, you're right," or is like, "No, you're completely dumb"? I'm not going to tell you that though.
Nope, I'm just going to tell you no spoilers.
Okay, I'll talk to you after some more episodes then.
But that's pretty much all that happened in that episode, really. It's just her internal monologue of simping silently.
Right. And, yeah. And I love the part of the end where she found out he actually didn't have a girlfriend, so she was like, oh, give me my tears back. I didn't mean to cry for you like that.
I know. And she's so cute. I mean, like, she really is. And I love that that's their teacher, too.
Right.
Like everyone's kind of connected, too. I love those stories.
Yeah, and that's what made this episode, like, work so well with the ones later on, because, like, she knows Hattori, Shigure, Ayumi, all of them.
Mm-hmm. And I love the fact that, like, she has to see Shigure for these parent teacher conferences for Toru, like, that. And that he just wants to go there to be screamed at by her.
Yeah, like, the only reason he shows up is, like, to mess with her.
Yes, I think he sees her as, like, a little sister because of Hattori and his relationship.
I could see that. I also love the fact that, we're getting up into episode 15, but oh well. I love the fact that he showed up in Hattori's suit just to mess with her even more.
Yes, I cannot wait to watch that, because I need to watch that. Like, it's gonna be cute. But that's what I do think of their relationship, though, because, like, she even says it when they dated, quote unquote, like, they did nothing. They didn't even kiss. Like, so, like, that makes me think that, like, he does think of her as a little sister.
Yeah, that was, like, his way of trying to, like, take care of her, like, force her to date.
Yes. And, like, well, I think she just wanted to be closer to Hattori, and I think he saw that in any way.
Yeah, that could be. I wonder if whatever Shigure's doing involving Akito is connected to what he's doing with her.
No comment.
Okay. Thank you for not commenting.
You told me no spoilers, so I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Yes, I'm sure it's... let's see. Anything else? Yeah, anything, other general thoughts on the episode?
In general, again, from the beginning of us talking about this episode, I love that they do spin off on other characters and not just on Toru. Like, I love Toru, but I do love the backstories of other characters. Like, Arisa's episode, which I didn't even expect this anime to go into, was one of my favorites. So I love that they are doing this.
Which episode was that?
Let me go back. It was... episode 16 and 17.
Oh wait, is that Uotani?
Yeah, whenever they were talking about her, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I forgot that was like her last name or whatever.
Yeah. I call her that. But the fact that they went and talked about all of that, like, I didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah.
And that was, for me, like, the biggest fan service. Like, I just love her as a character, so seeing her...
Those two episodes might be my favorite ones in season 2, or season 1.
Yeah, my favorite was probably the last, because I love Toru and Kyo together, and how they did how they did the episode versus the first airing of it, like, is so much better.
Oh, so, yeah, I'm sure.
The first one, like, Kito was there.
Yeah, because he like had him, and like it took a long time for Toru to get to Kyo, and
Yuki was there whenever Kyo and Toru were having their moment. I just really didn't like any of it. Like, it just didn't. I hated it, and so the fact that they redid it, I love so much.
Yeah. That episode was definitely really good too.
Mm-hmm.
I also love the Hanajima episodes.
Yes, she is such a mood, and she's so protective of Toru.
Yes.
So she's just like, I must protect this innocence forever.
Yeah, it's like, okay, or I forget what the comment was, like, Ua was saying, oh, maybe Toru, you can get married. And I was like, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, she's like, oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, I'll marry her. We can take care of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Hana are amazing.
She's great too. Yes, I think she has the best friends.
Yes.
So,
I mean,
types of friends you want.
I mean, Uo shows up to school with a lead pipe, and then Hana scares everyone with her wave powers.
Yep, I think it's great. Like Toru's too pure for this world anyway, so she needs to have someone who's going to look out for her.
Yeah, she needs someone. She needs a best friend with a giant lead pipe.
Exactly.
We all need.
Doesn't?
Yeah, we all need a friend like that in our lives.
Yep.
And
that's really all I have to say about that episode, to be honest. Episode 12.
Yeah, one other thing I thought was really interesting was when you had Mayu and Hattori on the bridge, you also saw some kids playing in the river. And I thought that was really interesting to contrast the kids who are just having fun, enjoying the summer, with two people who have like given up on happiness and having fun.
Yeah, it kind of really shows you like what happens as you get older, which is like oof. But
yeah,
I mean, I think it also kind of like symbolized the fact that their relationship is going to bring them back to that.
Right.
Because I mean, even in that little moment with, I mean, Hattori started smiling and laughing about how silly she is.
Exactly.
And like, I love that. And she also gets even more silly with Hattori. Like, I love that. Like, when a relationship can like bring out silliness in people and you could like just be weird together, like that's great.
And I love the message that it has too, just like saying that yes, you grow up, yes, you've had bad things happen, but you still have so much life to enjoy and spend time and be happy and everything.
Exactly, because they are really not that old. I mean, honestly,
like, I think I'm older than them. Which makes me feel really old.
I feel like where they're at in life is like definitely older. I mean, Hattori's a doctor, so he has to be in his 30s.
Well, I thought Hattori was like late 20s. Maybe not.
Maybe.
But I thought they were like 10 years older than the kids.
Probably, because like I don't know. I'm 25, so they still feel older than me.
Okay, but yeah, well, still like they're young-ish adults, like starting careers and like basically have had to like leave all the childish stuff behind. They're like done with being in school, done with hanging out with friends and all that.
Yes. I just love that they get to have that together. Like they get to be childish together.
Yeah, it's great.
And that's definitely, their love is so cute.
Yeah, and just because you grow up doesn't mean you can't still enjoy Japanese animations from time to time.
Yeah, definitely. If anything, I've done it more as I've gotten older.
Oh, yeah, so I actually have time to watch anime now. I'm not busy with homework.
Well, like I was on TikTok because I'm trash. And I saw someone like, they're like, oh, I have grown-up money now, so I can buy stupid stuff. And they bought a Kyo body pill, and I was like, what the fuck? This exists? Like, I have to get one. And I have to get Toru one. And I was like, I never thought I would own one of these things growing up, and now I'm going to.
You can spend money on stuff like that. Okay, I think someone's clarifying in chat that their age is 27, so.
Oh, well, I mean, like, that's around the same age, I'm guessing, that they want you to feel about them. And it is so cute. That's why I like that they do these spin-offs, though, because not everyone can relate to Toru and all of them.
Right.
So I do like that they have that older thing that you can relate to.
Yeah, because there's a separate story going on there. Mm-hmm. All right, so moving on to episode 13, if I can do stuff right, Anobi. Yeah, this episode was the one with Yuki and the student council. I almost called him Kyo. And basically going back to school, getting used to them, trying to figure out how to deal with them and all the student council abilities.
Yes.
Responsibilities.
Oh my gosh, the student council. Poor Yuki.
Yeah, he did not sign up for this.
Him and the student council really makes him grow up.
Yeah.
And that is good for Yuki because he does need to learn to take charge and speak his voice.
Right.
So, because he just kind of like lets things happen.
In a way, I didn't like this episode as much because I don't really care for the student council characters, at least not yet. But in a way, I think the episode makes sense because that's how Yuki feels about them. Like, he doesn't like them, he doesn't care about them, he doesn't want to deal with them.
They do, I will say that they do grow on you, but there is one character in particular that I like. I'm not going to comment on why, though, because no spoilers.
Do you mind saying which character?
No spoilers.
Okay.
I can't, because it will spoil too much.
Okay. All I know is that I have another friend who has read the manga, and she was saying, like, two of the characters in Student Council are among her, like, top 5 favorites. And
Yes. Mm-hmm.
okay,
Like I definitely understand why, and like I will say this, like seeing that already in the anime from reading the manga, I am like internally screaming because I'm so
okay.
excited to see what happens.
Okay, yep, I have a friend you should meet then.
Okay, yes, please.
Uh,
More Fruits Basket friends, please.
yes. Yeah, we should do these more often. So yeah, we had the Kyo got a growth spurt of a break, which is interesting. Like Uo was jealous and hits Kyo because of that, and Toru is worried. It was just adorable.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Did that episode already happen? Did it with yes it did with Kurano, or how do you pronounce his name?
Kurano?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
The
that guy.
rooster and oh my god. Seeing that as well from reading the manga, I'm just like dying on the inside.
Yeah.
So like the fact that she's so like tough and strong and then gets so like flustered
So
about
love
it
struck.
is adorable. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, and yeah, it seemed like kind of sort of out of place, but then you see like Kurano is like part of the Zodiac, so like there's a connection there. And I'm
Yeah, and
wondering,
with Akito and that whole thing, so
I really want to see Uo and Hana like be more tied into the story with Akito and the Somas.
eventually, no spoilers.
Okay. You may be excited to see, however, whatever it has. Maybe Uo will hit Akito with her lead pipe.
That would be great. I don't remember that happening, but that would be amazing.
Okay, we need to tell them to add this to the anime adaptation.
Please, lead pipe Akito.
Yes.
Like, yes. But yeah.
Like maybe he attacks Toru again, and like Uo shows up and says, "All right, you're in for it."
Yeah, no, it definitely like seeing her story, seeing her backstory, and then seeing that too. Like she's adorable, and like I love their whole, and I love like the fact that like he almost kissed her, and I was like on the edge of my seat. I was like, but it didn't happen. But it was also like the cutest thing too. Like those are the moments that like get your heart like pumping.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I want to see more of their relationships. Hopefully, we get more with that somehow.
Definitely, I hope so. I mean, at least anyway.
Yeah, and we
back to the student council.
Oh yes, and we have the Yuki fan club again with chocolates for Yuki, and then Kimi is her name.
Fan club
yes.
is like nails on a chalkboard for me with
yeah.
this whole series in general. That's the only thing I really dislike is the Yuki fan club.
I thought like
they're obsessive and weird.
I thought at the beginning of the season when they got like the episode to focus on the one that they could like get better and develop more. But yeah, this episode they were back to how they were before.
Yes, like any growth that she could have had, like she's thrown out the window. Yeah. Like, and the fact that she's so possessive with Yuki is honestly cringe.
Yeah.
Like, I have no words for her. The fact that she has his picture framed and like literally like sits there and like stares at it every night is like, and they're not even an item. Is like cringy for me. So like, and not in a cute way, and like she wants to own him way. Like,
it's another example of like a false love that characters have, like how Kagura was for Kyo.
Yes, I feel like she's hiding behind that as well because like she doesn't even know Yuki. She's barely said many words to him. She just ogles for him or oogles at him from afar.
Right.
And it's gross.
Uo also needs to hit the fan club with her lead pipe.
Yeah, and like and she just like she doesn't respect Yuki as being a person.
Yeah, like she's
jealous of Toru, even though it makes Yuki happy.
Yeah, she basically like sees Yuki as just a thing.
Yeah, that's not real love. That's gross love.
Yeah, that's definitely a common refrain throughout that. I didn't really think about that until we started talking about it.
Yeah, and that's what like everyone kind of wants to possess Yuki.
Yeah.
When they admit like this love, and they really just want it because he's this pretty boy, and it's just gross. And that's why like one of my favorite characters, which I'm not going to talk about, is much better.
It actually, again, we're going to get into episode 15 a bit, but it's also how Yuki's mom has been treating him as just a tool, a thing. Did I lose you?
Just for a second. Okay, say that again.
Okay, I was saying that the way that the fan club is treating Yuki as just like an item, a tool for their satisfaction, is kind of like his mom treats them too, as we see in a couple more episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely used a lot.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about student council. Like I don't necessarily love the characters at first, but they do grow on you. But him becoming his own person because of that and all that and just he's forcing himself into that role. I think cuz deep down he does know that he needs to grow as well and not be this tool that people use, instead of a person that they respect.
Yeah, like they may
So,
annoy him, but they see him as a person.
yes, and that's also what you see is that they actually try to talk and have fun with Yuki and not just like idolize him,
Yeah.
So that is also a good thing.
And I think it's good that he has someone other than Toru to like be that sort of like anchor for him.
Because if he had gotten too far with depending on Toru, and then eventually like if Toru didn't date Yuki or leaves or something happens there because like it's very ambiguous right now is what's happening with that
Right.
situation. So like if something were to happen with that, Yuki would just probably revert back to where he was. So the fact that he's reaching out and branching out and making new friends and new connections is very, very healthy for him.
Yeah, and it shows like with high school, you never know when like how long people will be in your life for. So it's important to like build yourself as a person, a lot of different connections that you can have.
Yes, and Yuki being able to reach out and like make these friends, even though they are very different from him, is going to be a good skill for him to have anyway.
And it
So
shows he can make friends even if he doesn't know quite how to deal with them.
yes, and like him branching out of his own bubble too, because he is very much so like a recluse and doesn't like to have people be close to him
Yeah.
because he's afraid, and so that them breaking him out of that is so healthy and good for his character development.
It'll be interesting to see like where this goes because, as I said, I don't really like the characters or like this episode that much, but I see it being important for wherever they're going later on.
Yes, it is the start to a wonderful journey.
Right.
So I'm
Oh,
very curious as to where they're going to end this season as well, because we still have like 10 more episodes ish.
yeah.
Nine more episodes to get through. And I'm so curious because this is uncharted territory for me.
And I'm
Watching what they do.
Yeah, and I also like don't really know where the story is going. Like you have the whole thing with Akito and the curse and everything like that, but that's just like a vague guideline for them to follow.
It is. I mean, we know that they are in. I mean, I'm assuming. Well, anyway, I'm not going to spoil anything. So we're just going to keep watching and doing this.
Yeah, maybe you could do a stream on your channel where you talk about this when I won't listen to it.
No. I want to get us to get through the anime first, and then
Okay,
I will talk about the manga. I think that would be appropriate.
that would be interesting.
We can compare past seasons and manga and all that stuff.
Maybe you could read up the manga up to that point and then do that. That would be
Yeah.
interesting.
Watch the anime, read the manga.
Yeah. I forget what the vice president's name is in the student council, but I liked how Yuki made the comment that he reminded him of Kyo and Ayumi.
Well, and like Kyo and Yuki's relationship, honestly, I feel like they would be better friends if they didn't have the, you know, Soma curse
Yeah,
and the whole rat and the cat, strife.
yeah, and
So
I could see them getting along somewhat, but yeah,
yeah,
that's definitely putting a lot of strain on the relationship that they just can't
can't
get
get past
past.
it because of it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think it's interesting to see his relationship with the vice president because that is something that he can't have with Kyo because of that past. So
So it could be interesting, like to see how that goes, and maybe that will help him get over the hurdle with Kyo as well.
yes, definitely. But his relationship with him is very important, as well as all of the student council members. So I don't really have much else to talk about them because they they have to grow.
Yeah. There's the interesting part of the end of the episode where Yuki basically lashed out at the vice president, whose name I forgot.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that was just very interesting. Like Yuki coming to grips with like how he sees himself as inferior to everyone else. He thinks he's not a good president, and it just like makes sense why he's losing Toru to Kyo.
Yes, he has a lot more character development. He, in my personal opinion, is not ready for he is not ready for a romantic relationship. Like
Right.
he needs to work on himself and what he needs to do to become a whole person before he even gets into some sort of romantic relationship. So I think like him lashing out and realizing some of these things and knowing that he needs to work on actual friendships before he even gets to that point, like that's good too. It's
And
good for him.
I do think that'll be good for him later on too, because that'll mean whoever he ends up with, or if he doesn't for a while, he'll like be able to be a strong person independent of that and not just like need the relationship to be the person that he is.
Yes, I will say that Yuki's character development is like one of the best I've seen, kind of period, just from where he was to where he ends up.
And I love how slow it is too, because like
Yes. It's very accurate to how it actually would be.
yeah, because like people don't change overnight, and like with all the
Definitely
characters, it's like the slow steps, like coming to grips with who they are, and then a while later, like improving beyond that.
And not just like who they are, like dealing with all the past traumas they've dealt with and realizing that almost all of it's not their fault.
Yeah,
And like having to deal with that alone, like all the shit that they went through, like that alone is like very hard to overcome. And like I relate personally to this anime a lot because of that too. So like I know it does to a lot of other people who watch it as well. So it has like a very special place in my heart because of that. And I think it covers the topics of this so well. Like and Toru being there, it kind of almost in a therapist role,
uh-huh.
like for all these characters is so important.
It
So
feels like it's almost like Toru's a therapist to the viewer too.
yes, and she just and that's why everyone who has like they relate strongly to one character or another is honestly whatever the character has gone through and then relating to that because they've all gone through different traumas
Yeah,
and relating to those and a lot of them have to do with like parental trauma,
yeah,
you
and
know.
it's always interesting to see how every character's parent is different and how the parents have shaped them.
Yes, and like some of them, yes, they have like classroom trauma too, and like other things or like body image and stuff like that. So it just this anime covers so many topics so well. Like even with I they did update like Ritsu's the monkey
Yeah,
uh that too has been updated for this and every topic they cover is just so beautifully covered.
and
So I
I think it's really interesting too how like typically when you in an anime you'll have like a character who's been through trauma, but they can look at it from the outside. Well, here it's much more realistic that for the characters they think their life is normal because it's all they've ever known.
yes, and I like that you hear everyone's internal monologue too. That was one of the things that I really did not like of the first airing of this. Um, at the end of that episode, the Let's Go Home, they didn't show Toru's inner monologue with dealing with Kyo's monster, and
Oh,
that was so important to the story.
right.
Um, and them showing that in this like redo is so much better. Like that alone, honestly, is like made me fall for this way more. And that the animation is updated for the times too, which is nice.
And
So
the animation has really impressed me too because this is not a show where you need a ton of animation to be flashy or anything, but like they're very good like framing the scene, showing the right expressions, they're just like setting the right mood with how they animate it.
yes, and the music. Can we talk about the intro to season two's music? Like I literally listen to that like now, like on the daily.
The
I'm
first opening or
obsessed.
second opening?
The first opening. I
Okay.
cannot. I wish they had kept the first opening for the entire season, honestly,
Yeah.
because it's so good.
I'm honestly not a big fan of the song for the second opening.
Yes, I'm not either. Especially once you hit me with that fire opening for the first, like the first one, and then you give me that, like I'm just like I'm always gonna compare it.
Yeah.
And it's just so good, and like Toru in a sun hat, I love it.
Now that opening stuck in my head again. Thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have to listen to it again after this.
And I love the visuals for the ending too. Just like how they're so great.
That ending is so beautiful. Like I really need to get like some of these like as art because I'm sure people are doing it.
Ooh, so. Yeah, that would be neat. Okay, when we can go to anime conventions, I'll look out for those.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes, and I'm sorry I can't do an anime convention until maybe next year.
I know, next year, big rip. Anyway.
Yes, enough sad anime conventions. Let's talk about a sad anime.
Yeah.
Was there anything?
I guess I don't think there's anything on episode 13 besides because episode 13 is really just an intro to the characters.
Yeah, it's like introducing the whole student council plot line. It's not the biggest fan, but then we got episode 14, which was amazing. So basically, all was forgiven.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Like, Rin won Bodacious.
Yeah.
Like even Toru's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
But like she is she really is a wild horse. Like
yeah, that fits her perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
So then that makes me wonder, what if Toru and Rin get together in the end?
That is something I've never thought about, honestly, because I love Kyo so much. Like Kyo's growth as well is very important. Like,
yeah.
And seeing the anime, like the first one, you really, I think a lot of more people liked Yuki from the first one.
Right.
Minus like the horrible voice actor they chose because Yuki basically sounded like a girl.
Yeah, my issue with the original Fruits Basket is that I don't like the dubbing for it in either language.
Yeah, it's not great, but it's what we had.
Yeah.
And,
I was spoiled by the good one.
Yeah, like because I read the manga and like I loved Yuki, and his cute moments with Toru, but like Kyo, you really, really fall for Kyo and Toru when you read the manga. Like it's just it gets way cuter than we're even at right now. So
I love the relationship in the beach arc too, and I want to see more of them.
Yes. Them just building sandcastles and him teasing her how it's not a sandcastle.
Yes.
I love it so much. And they're too precious. And the fact that he just wants to protect her too.
I feel like that out of all the parents, they're the best couple that really understand each other.
Yes. Like they are on a whole nother wavelength with each other, like silent wavelength. Like they can, I don't know, even them, you can see it when they cook together.
Uh-huh.
Like they... Too cute.
Yeah, no other character understands Toru like Kyo does.
Yeah, and like Toru obviously, it kind of hinted at her having her own trauma in the beach.
Yeah.
And like, because like she of course she doesn't have parents' trauma, but like she has other trauma too. And like Kyo is so good at putting his stuff aside and dealing with Toru.
Right.
Like, and like I mean you kind of saw that in the first whatever he was like you can talk to me about things when she was sick, and that was adorable. And
we got the thing at the end of the episode too where it was implied that Kyo was going somewhere. Like he saw Toru, was like, that doesn't matter, I'm taking care of her right now.
They're precious, and like you can tell that they want to spend all their time together. Right. And I love that they walk home together. It's so cute.
I mean, that's basically what Kyo's decided. With any time he has left, he's spending as much of it as he can with Toru.
Yes, and that alone, like, can you imagine? Like, that you have like a year left to live, and you want to spend it with that one person. That's like true love.
Yeah, and just like the whole thing that Kyo is going through is just like how would you imagine to like know you only had a year left? How would that impact you?
Yeah, and like, oh man. It is him alone, like what they go through. Honestly, all of them, because they all, I mean, according to Akito, like, like they're all returning.
Right.
So they all kind of have a timeline of when they have to come back. So
and we don't know exactly like what the timeline is or like why that works that way. But yeah,
right,
that's
because like Hatori he lives on the state, but like Ayami and like Shigure they don't. So like
yeah, like why is Shigure and Ayami like permitted not to be there? Like all the characters for that matter that aren't.
right, and like well, like is there a specific time or is it an age? Because I have a feeling that it's something. Anyway,
Yeah, I'm sure you could talk about it a lot more, but
I'm not going to.
yes,
So
say that for the season 3 podcast.
yes, season 3.
But yes, Toru and Kyo are adorable and awesome and amazing. Though this episode mainly focused on Yuki and Haru and Rin and everything there.
And I
Oh,
love Yuki and Haru too.
yeah,
Like there are definitely people who ship them as well.
I like
But
Haru ships them.
they also are like brotherly.
Mhm.
Yes, I love them. So,
Yeah,
but him and his dark, like he gets very very dark very quickly.
yes, Dark Haru is fun.
Yes, I mean you can kind of see like how Rin and him are like I definitely think they're into some weird BDSM stuff.
I mean, did you
Like
see
they
how long they
are.
kissed each other?
I know, and so passionately. Like that was like completely different.
That's
from
on the screen right
so-
now too.
Oh, is it? Yeah, I mean, just so like they are a passionate like I think they border on like loving and hating each other because I think that they love certain things about each other, but they also see each other see themselves in each other, and I
Oh
think
yeah,
there's things that they don't like about themselves that they see in the other person.
and at least for my perspective, I really don't know much about Rin. Like she
Yeah, like
very much keeps to herself and keeps from like Toru, who we typically see people through at first.
right, and she's the one who like once a character gets introduced, she's gonna talk them through their trauma. Where she's a little bit more mysterious at first,
Yeah,
and
Rin just like pushed her away, and she didn't like get the breakthrough that she normally does in like the episode they're introduced.
yeah, she's definitely a slow burn. So she's some, and she also has kind of her own thing going on. I mean, you can kind of see she's like sneaking around in the background, like what's she doing?
Yeah, like
So
she's somehow involved with Shigure's plan. I have a feeling she's involved with
yeah,
trying to take
like
Akito down.
seeing her with Shigure, it made me so angry. But like it's again like Rin is a very complicated character.
Yeah.
So and she has a lot of trauma. And so
Mhm.
like it takes Toru a lot longer to get through that.
Yeah.
And like and Haru too, he's got a lot of I mean, he's very well tied to Rin and like their story is very beautiful.
And I feel like Haru keeps a lot to himself too, but he's also very perceptive of those around him.
Yes, he is. And he cares deeply about the rest of the members.
Oh,
Like
for sure.
especially Yuki. I mean, and I think that has more to do with the fact that like in the story the rat rides on the cow's back and that Yuki was nice to him when they were
Right.
growing up. Like I think that kind of already made him feel like them as a kids. He's brought that bond into their adulthood. Although Haru chilling in his room, what a vibe. He's like, yeah, I'm just playing video games.
Yeah.
Like, what a cutie.
Yeah, he's great. And I loved his comment, I think it was this episode, just saying like Momiji is an air purifier. Like how bizarre that is, but it makes sense.
Yes, he kind of gives you the stoner vibe. Like he's just
I hadn't thought
the
about
weirdest
it, but
things. Yeah, and like I love his love for Momiji too because he does kind of have that older brother role for him.
Even though
and,
they're
like,
the same age.
Even though they're the same age, yes. But mentally.
Yeah, like
So
Haru is more like composed, watching over everyone, while Momiji's just like rushing in, having fun and everything.
I love Toru's like realization that Momiji and Haru are the same age, and she's just like, what? Like,
Yes.
yeah. But Momiji is adorable too.
Mhm.
Just too precious. But
Yeah. Oh, what was? Oh yeah, because we got Yuki. He was going to the Soma estate. I forget why he was going there.
yes,
To go
him-
see his mom.
Yeah, and him like going in and then running out too, like that spoke volumes to me, like how hard it was for him to enter the Soma state,
Yeah.
and him even just having flashbacks because a little I don't know, TMI maybe, but like I do suffer from CPTSD. So like seeing that visually done and what happens on me on sometimes a daily basis.
Oh, yeah.
But really whenever I go back home, um, that is very, very real to how it actually is and how it feels. So seeing that, and then also when he leaves, those feelings and how they animated that and how and the dialogue there is so accurate to how it really is. And
Okay.
so like this show for me, like not only does it have like one, it's my first really like passionate anime that I loved growing up and manga, but like it also touches me very deeply on a personal level.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely
So
makes sense
this
why.
seeing that and seeing it so beautifully done. Yeah, seeing how beautifully done that they put that in there and it's so easy to
Yeah, it's like for
like
me.
that is exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
Like that's that's that moment for me.
Yeah, and I guess for me, it's like I appreciate it. It's a
So
wonderful
I love
show,
that
but
scene. I love him going into the Soma state and then leaving. And also the amount of courage it takes for Yuki. Yeah.
oh yeah,
For the amount of courage it takes Yuki to go back just and because he cares about Haru, like you can tell how much he loves Haru and how much he appreciates it. Like because he knows how hard it is for Yuki to be there too. And
and I
so
think
like how much he loves Haru really shows in the fact that he can go back to the Soma state.
and I think it really like shows Yuki's gradual character development, like all throughout the season and the previous season.
Yes,
And I
because
think
I mean he would not have done that at the beginning of the series,
yeah,
never,
and it's just like it's one of the great
and
things
he
about
would
like
not have
cover.
gone back like that.
It's one of the great things about like covering multiple episodes as long as we can see like each step leading to the next one.
Yep, we cut out a little bit.
Okay, I was just saying how like how each step is like
Oh,
leading to the
I did,
next one
yeah.
here. Am I still cutting out?
Okay, no, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Discord.
Yeah. Okay. Time to delete Discord. Uh, but yeah, then Yuki just randomly ran into Rain and basically chases after her. And
like
it was also very interesting, like how they showed Yuki dropping his bag, and then that's how Haru ended up finding them later on.
yeah, and like I do love that like Yuki Yuki doesn't even really have that close of a bond with Rin, but loves Haru so much. You know, he wants Haru to be happy.
Yeah, he
And
cares
like,
about Haru and is so grateful, and so like he will chase after Rain.
yep, and try to get to mend that relationship.
Right.
So, and I think Yuki was very shocked at seeing them and in that passionate kiss.
It was also.
So,
I also found it very interesting how like Rain does so much to protect Haru, like in the past. So Yuki's thinking, well, is Rain breaking up with him for that same reason?
yeah, yeah. I mean, the Somas have a lot of trauma to work through.
Right.
So I mean, I think he definitely senses that something happened
Yes.
and and that's why he wants to reach out because, you know, he's starting to work on his own stuff and wants Rin to do the same and Haru the same and everyone really. So,
Just shows like the importance of all the bonds that they've like had tainted or lost or whatever.
because they really go through it. Every one of these characters, like they show briefly, but like you know that's their reality every day.
Right.
So that is also, I mean, because we've seen lots of Akito at this point, and like he is not a nice person.
And I think one of the most
So
interesting scenes was with Akito and Haru during the beach arc, and how he showed it. It's not just the main characters or like Yuki that Akito does that to, but all of them.
yeah, literally everyone, and like of course as you go through the show and as we go through, you know, as you read the manga, like there are explanations for everything as there are everything in life, but it is seeing Toru and Akito too. um that is also very moving because like Toru standing up for the people that she loves, you
Right.
know, her getting in the way of Momiji, like that is something that they really can't do. And they did touch on that a little bit, that the bonds, make it impossible basically to say no to Akito.
Like, because he's like the god of the zodiac, so they can't go against him.
Right. So I think it's like they do touch on that a little bit, but like basically, in most situations where if someone was treating you like that, you would just leave.
Yeah.
Or have a argument with them and call them out on it. It's implied that they physically cannot.
Yeah, and
like it's something in them that they can't say no, and they have to deal with it. And they even say this, like they have to love Akito. Which, right. Can you imagine loving someone that treats you like that?
And I wonder if like Kyo is able to resist that to some degree, because it seems like he's the only one who's able to like yell back at Akito. So maybe because he's not part of the 12, he's kind of immune to that.
I will not, again, no comment, no spoilers, but you are on the right track with that.
And okay, again, don't comment on this one, but I'm also wondering if that's why Kyo has to be locked up, because that's the one character that Akito cannot control.
I will no comment on that as well, but I'm very excited to see what you think about this, because you haven't watched the first and you haven't read the manga, so you don't know how it ends.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what your opinion changes of this, because it is, like I said, one of my favorites.
All right, and then I'll end up hating the season 3, and then everyone will hate me for that.
Oh my god. I hope that they continue, because they are doing such a fabulous job with this.
Yeah.
And like, again, it's been since 2003, and like, I've been a fan for a very, very long time, and I've given up on seeing season 2. Right. And so seeing this at all for me is just like.
Well, I think like the longest I've ever waited for a season
3. I screamed when I saw they were doing this.
I think the longest I've ever waited for a season 2 is like 4 years, which seems like
Discord.
Okay. Maybe my internet should be good enough for this, but I think the longest I've ever waited for a season 2 is 4 years. And like, so you having like 12 just since you saw it, or if like people watch the original, it's like 20 years nearly to get the entire adaptation.
Yeah, it really. It's been a long, long time. Mm-hmm. Like, I cannot stress enough. Like, I definitely gave up on watching it. Like, I was just like, yeah, I love this. And then look at it longingly. Like, I'll never see it in its full potential. But, yes, it is so... it makes me so happy to watch this. Like, literally, when I watch the episode... I might have to stream me watching one at some point, because it's just me screaming and crying most of the time.
Okay. I'll check out that one.
Like at the episodes, I'm just like, oh. So like the entire time, like it's just
you making lots of noises.
Yeah, squeals, everything. Like whenever I saw any cute points too, like I literally die. So
well, don't die, because that's bad for your health.
It is bad, but like just a little death. But like It's just a little, and like it's seeing, because a lot of the scenes too are like straight from the manga, and like that's like, because the scene of like Yuki in the shop, like with Toru and her like blushing and him being like, oh, you look so cute, like don't hide it, like that is straight like picture from the manga. And like, and so many of them are. Well, and like the fact that it stays so true to the manga for me is very
and the mangaka is also involved with the anime itself. I think that's also able to that helps with the quality of it, because like she knows the story, she knows like how to bring it to life.
Yes, and, so, like, that is very, very crucial, I think, for any anime, and like really any adaptation from book to movie or TV series or anything. But like how it's animated and all their facial expressions and everything, it's because that's how it was written in the manga.
Right.
And like it is so nice to see it brought to life.
Yeah, and it's getting the adaptation it deserves.
It really, I cannot stress enough like how amazing this has been. Like especially as someone who has grown up like reading it and watching the first, and like I went back and watched a couple episodes after this aired, and I was like, wow, my quality of my standards for this have just like been blown out of the water.
Yeah, like
So
after season 1, I went and watched like 2 episodes of the original. I was planning on like covering that with my friend there, but then it was like after 2 episodes, I was like, I see no reason to continue this. It's like the what I watched before, but not as good.
yeah, the really the biggest changes is they did change a little bit about how they covered Ritsu, which I like because it is updated
Yeah,
for the times, but also how they did, like I said, the last episode, because the last episode of that series, and I don't think I'm spoiling this for anyone because it's been out for a long time. If you haven't watched it, that's
yeah.
your own fault.
If you have not watched that, you're watching a video talking about season 2.
Yeah, that's your own fault.
I actually just
So,
realized my title does not include season 2, so people could be confused.
rip. But so basically, Akito, like I said, she didn't even have an inner monologue that entire time. And Akito actually, like, there's a scene in the going home, let's go home video, which is the same title in the first one. She is, vomiting at the tree
Yeah.
and has that inner monologue, but Akito is there in the first one.
Yeah, isn't he like what? My friend told me
Akito,
something about that.
Yeah, Akito is basically telling Toru that she'll never, be good enough and she's never gonna blah blah blah. And it's very, and then Shigure comes and it's like very weird. Like it didn't really make a lot of sense for any of that to happen. And then like Yuki being there whenever she talked to Kyo was weird. So like the fact that they didn't do that with this one, and it's just so much more accurate to how it was, and their little spiel, like what she said to him, like she basically confessed her love for him without even saying it. Like
Okay.
that was beautiful. I watched the dub and the sub of that episode.
Yeah, and I think the reason they did that, like in season 1 or the original, was just because they could not, like they knew they were not making more of the anime, so they like tried to end it on as big of a conclusion as they could.
Even they tried to include Akito probably,
and they were trying to do that just like, okay, conclusion has to have the villain show up, all the characters come together, but that was never the purpose of this scene.
Yes, and that honestly, like them not having them not continuing that second season was so saddening. Like I had like going and also reading the manga at that time too, like getting all the books, like at the time that it came out was very difficult as well. So
yeah, because that was like a long time ago before everything was online.
It was a very long time ago, and I was a nerd and I hung out at the library a lot. And so like nice. I got my manga from the library, so I would have to wait weeks for them to ship in the next book for me. So this was, when I say like this is a very dear anime to me, like and manga, like I've waited long time.
You fought for this one.
I really have. I very much so went through a lot of pain for this. So
all new people just get to watch a new episode every week and don't have to suffer.
I know, Mike. You don't know how good you have it.
Right.
You're very spoiled. But yeah, way back in the day, like gather around the Snapchat children.
Yeah. I just think it's been cool with me doing these videos, just like meeting all these fans of the old anime and manga, and like getting to like talk with them, learn their perspective and like everything they experienced with it originally, and then with me and some of my friends who are new to watching it, just like getting it for the first time. Yes, and
I will say, like watching this, you don't really need to go back and watch the old one. It is nice to go and see kind of the progress of how where we were and how we came, like the glow up is nice, but like there is no difference in plot. Honestly, the plot, like I said, it is better for what they did at the last episode for season 1 as well. I think this is a better adaptation by far, and like it's so beautiful. I love it. And watching Kyo too, because like they updated the animation and it looks so much better.
Yeah,
and, like,
it does.
Man, Kyo he's sexy.
They're a lot more like defined.
Toru looks so much cuter too. I love her eyes. Yes,
I loved all of Toru's expressions too.
Definitely, and like Toru, it looks way cuter here than she did in the first one too.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it
she's
kind of
too
got
cute. She's
off
too
topic
cute
from
for
the
this world.
episode itself, but yes,
Like, and
it's
I do love Kyo, but honestly, like at this point, I understand if you do like Yuki. Well, I mean, like I understand both people shipping Yuki and Kyo at this point where we're at in the anime. Um, so people who have watched and read the manga, or watched the old one and like read the manga, like you definitely are more Kyo orientated. But
mhm.
like, really see if you are shipping Yuki at this point too, because they do have some very cute scenes and more cute scenes, honestly, than Kyo and Toru have at this point.
I feel like Yuki was like the first one that like made everyone think that they were going that direction. Though it at least feels like they're going more a Kyo direction. I think we might have cut out for a second again.
Yeah, we definitely did.
Okay, I think I was also saying stuff that you just didn't hear, but that's okay.
It's okay. Tell me again.
Yeah. So yeah, back to the episode 14 itself. Instead of going
Yes.
kind of all over the place, one of the really big takeaways is that the reason Chigure took Yuki in is because Haru begged him to.
Yeah, that was is very interesting development. I mean, because they don't really tell you why they're living together.
Yeah, because it
You
seems
know.
kind of in like they aren't really that close.
Mm-hmm. It is like it's interesting too because they do have a weird dynamic, but like I think Haru just really really cares about Yuki, and I think
Yeah.
that he knew Yuki could not. There's no way Yuki could prosper living at the Soma house. Like Akito would not allow that.
It also shows how Haru is willing to give up Yuki because now they don't live as close anymore.
Yes, but I mean, that's what love is
Exactly.
wanting someone's happiness.
I feel like
And
that's
so that's the theme of this whole, honestly, this whole thing is like, if you love someone, you should love them enough that they're happy whether or not you're in their life.
it's the difference between a true love and a fake love. Like Kagura's love
Yeah.
for Kyo is fake, Haru's love for Yuki
I wouldn't
is
say
true.
and like I said, like a fake, I don't know if I totally agree with the term fake. I would say like, not a balanced, healthy love.
Yeah, or she even or like she's
definitely
saying like
one-sided.
yeah, and well, so is the relationship between
Selfish,
like
it's
Haru.
selfish love.
Yeah, that's it because
Yeah.
Kagura's saying like her love is for herself. Well, here we see like Haru's love for Yuki is like he is doing everything for Yuki. He knows that the
That's
love
a selfless love that they have.
yeah, it won't be like responded with romantically, but Haru's okay with that. He still wants what is best for Yuki.
Yes, and like Yuki is, I mean, you can tell that he has a selfless love for Haru too, and very platonic. I think they're very much so bros, but like they, again, the fact that he went to the Soma estate alone, I mean, people were surprised that he was there.
Right.
I mean, for good reason. For everything that he went through, and that we've only scratched the surface. So, like, I mean, you kind of see some of the flashbacks, and already it's so like we're scratching the surface already with some of their trauma. And like some of them we've pretty much covered all their trauma, like Kisa and Hiro, like their traumas for the most part are we've covered that.
Yeah, you're gonna enjoy episode 15 being animated.
Oh, I'm so excited. I really am gonna go and watch this after. I'm gonna listen to the second season intro song again because it's fire.
Oh yes, do that first in episode 15.
Yes, because like the intro songs now, I'm just like, oh, sadness.
Yeah, but yes, this whole thing with like Haru and Yuki and Rain was like really great, but it kind of overshadowed the end of the episode when Toru went to visit her grandpa.
Yes, and like it was like it's just because it's kind of there. Like I feel like they just like we're like, oh, we have to put some Toru in here. Yeah, but like it makes sense for the next episode.
Okay, and I think it also sets up a lot with like Toru's trauma, what she is going to, and like how she's having trouble letting go of Kyoko in her past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like she has a lot of stuff going on too, and she does put it on the back burner because of all of their stuff, and I think her relationship with Kyo really really helps with that too.
Yeah,
because he lets her talk
right
about it.
Yeah, and with a lot of the other characters, Toru is so like focused on them, which is good, but she like sort of lets go of her own problems. While Kyo's like, you have problems, we need to deal with those now.
Right, and like this is why I don't really totally ship Yuki and Toru, is because Yuki doesn't really, if you really look at their relationship, Yuki doesn't actually, he asks Toru maybe like how she's doing and stuff like that, but he doesn't actually have very deep conversations with her about her.
Yeah.
It's always about him. And Kyo is very much so, I mean, he's about Toru. Like, he wants to know what makes her tick, why she is how she is, who she is. And like Yuki is very much so still involved in himself.
Yeah, and I feel like Yuki definitely cares about Toru. He would do anything he could for her, but he does not have the ability to have that sort of connection with Toru.
Yes, because he needs to work on himself.
Yeah.
He's not there yet, but Kyo is.
Yeah, and Yuki's getting there.
Even though all the stuff that he's gone through, he's
So next is when we would talk about episode 15.
Whenever she started, at the end of that episode.
Yeah, so the end of the episode definitely very interesting.
I think that was 14. That's at the 14 after she visited her grandpa.
Yeah, that was 14.
She left and then ran into Kyo. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Kyo's expression there, that was so cute. Like,
yep, Kyo's amazing. Yeah, and she even makes some interesting comments saying like she thought she shut it away without really saying what it was. And yeah, we're having Discord issues. Maybe we'll use Skype next time.
Discord. Yes. Okay. So, yes. Yeah. Whenever she I mean, that also very, very. I mean, she definitely has some trauma too, and how she reacted in that moment too. Again, very similar to how it actually is IRL. Yeah. So, and then the fact Kyo, you can tell like Kyo is like medicine for her. Mm-hmm. Like just immediately makes her happy. And then that stupid face that he makes is so cute. Yeah. I love it. Like, just looking at her like she's adorable and weird. I love it.
I mean, she is kind of adorable and weird, and I'm trying to figure out if my internet's having issues.
Oh no.
Shouldn't be. Okay, I upgraded my internet like a month ago. It should be fine.
Yeah, I had to upgrade mine too for streaming. Ugh.
But yeah, I think that's everything about the episodes we are covering. I'd definitely like to talk to you about like episodes 15 and 16 once those come out, so do another one of these.
Yes, 100%. Listen, I am a diehard fan.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it's only gonna get worse.
It's definitely fun talking to you about this. It's always good to talk about Fruits Basket or other shows I love. And then I can recommend you all the other weird anime I like.
Yes, please send me things. I love slice of life. That is definitely like my niche, I will say. But I do enjoy other things too. Okay. So,
Well, last year I was doing the podcast on Fruits Basket Season 1, but I was also doing a podcast on Symphogear, which is a completely over-the-top action music anime.
Oh.
So like complete opposites.
And complete opposites.
But we were doing like podcasts with the same person, and like it was amazing like how different the conversations were.
Oh yeah, from different episodes.
Yeah, or like we talk about Fruits Basket, oh, Ki and Toa are adorable. They talk about Symphogear. I was like, when is Hibiki gonna blow up the moon?
yeah, I guess that would definitely be different. Oh my gosh. But I mean, I do watch other things too. Like my first anime was Inuyasha.
Okay.
So like that also holds a very special place in my heart. And my first manga I sent to you was Mars, which is very slice of life. But I have a very weird, like I also love Future Diaries.
Okay.
And Psychopaths. I like very weird. I also like kind of shorter animes because I was really into Naruto, and then I was like, I can't watch any more episodes. I'm gonna die. Like, there's just too much that happens.
So, I like Naruto, but I'm not up for like a series where a new episodes comes out every week for like 12 years.
Yeah, like I can't. So at this point, like I really do like watching. One, I like a lot of anime movies now too.
Okay.
Like Netflix putting these out. Garden of Words is really good. A Silent Voice. I like things that make me cry.
Okay, I can see that. I can see Fruits Basket doing that to you.
Oh yeah, like I've definitely ugly cried a lot. But I like animes that make you feel and think about things. And then I like really good animation. I like good voice acting. Like it kind of has to be a little well rounded for me, and also a very weird plot. Like Psychopaths, I was interested in the plot. I
I
was
need to
like,
see
this
that
is
one. I feel like
that one's good, and it's a very short. I think it only has 3 seasons.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but like it's a shorter. I like things that have like max 5. Max 5. That's pretty much my max on seasons
Yeah.
for me.
Unless it's something really amazing, it's like I don't tend to watch things that have more than like 50 episodes.
Yeah, the most I'm gonna go for is 7, and it has to be like on the edge of my seat. Cause like I've started Fairy Tale. I'm gonna get some hate for
Okay.
this. But like I can't finish it. There's too many.
Yeah, and like
You know, like I don't have enough time. I'm not in high school anymore.
yeah,
Like
and for me it's like there's so many anime I want to watch. It's like why spend like 200 episodes watching something where I can watch like 10 other shows in that time?
exactly.
Like you have to really convince
I
me those
do like
200
to
episodes are
have
worthwhile.
right. I do like to have, different things too. And the fact this is only going to have 3 seasons, it is right. It fits my niche,
Yeah.
and I do, I like Peta 10 too. That's another one like I grew up with. So, and Chobits I love a lot too. So there's some, I have a wide range as long as it's interesting to me.
Mhm.
Like, and I besides anime, like I like Star Trek, Game of Thrones, all sorts of stuff, like
Okay.
Doctor Who. Like I'm into a lot of different things. So,
Mhm.
and I've watched a lot and read a lot. So like for me, I can't even tell you like I specifically only like this thing
Yeah, like
because it's a case by case for me.
and I think it's really cool how like different shows can appeal to you in different ways.
Yeah, because I loved Attack on Titan too. I've only seen
Oh,
the first
yeah.
season, and I never watched the next. But like
Okay.
I did enjoy it.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Like my
Yeah.
top 10 anime of all time, and that includes Attack on Titan, ReZero, and Fruits Basket.
Yeah, Fruits Basket for me is always top tier.
Mhm.
And Future Diaries is only a season.
Yeah.
And that is really, I love it so much. Gasayuno is crazy, and I'm here for it.
Okay.
But
Maybe when I finally watch it, we need to do a video on it.
oh yeah, because that one is wild from start to finish, and it kind of has like the same like they go into different characters' background
Yeah.
stories. So
No,
yeah,
actually,
definitely.
a video I want to do is why ReZero and Fruits Basket are so similar. Because like I tweeted, like there's one night I was talking to my friend about one and I said the other, so I like tweeted something saying, ReZero and Fruits Basket have a few things in common. That's why I get them mixed up. Like people are so confused.
I'm
Like
gonna have to watch that one because I haven't heard about that one.
okay,
But also, like, none of my friends are weebs. Like, very, very few. Like, honestly, I have a lot of very girly friends
okay.
that don't do anime or anything like that. Like, so
I'm
I
very
have I've gotten a couple of them into things, but it's not anywhere near
yeah.
me being a secret weeb most of my life.
Okay, check out
And then when I
ReZero.
find some random person like out in the world, I'm like, stop.
And just latch on. Okay, I'm ignoring the video game stream where we talked about Fruits Basket.
Yeah, basically, I'm like, wait a second, you're a fellow weeb, please be friends with me.
Yeah, and then Jordan wonders what's going on in his chat as normal.
Yeah, well,
It's Jordan has fun mess with his chat.
Yeah, definitely. I did buy a White Claw for him for my next Thirsty Thursday stream.
Oh no. Oh yeah, because he was drinking this sometime.
Yeah, I'm like, I have to try it, I guess. So
His streams are so much fun.
yeah, they are. But yeah, whenever I definitely, I had like a friend in high school that like also watched anime with me and everything. But for the most part, like, I mean, my friends groups fell into the Marvel, DC, Star Trek, Star Wars, like those types of things. Magic the Gathering, I played a lot in high school, but not really too much into like the anime. Or we watched completely different anime.
Okay, yeah, that can make a big difference
also,
too.
Yeah, so because like I do like action animes, but it's not like I have to have more than that. Like I grew up watching Dragon Ball as well, but that's mainly because my dad liked it.
Okay.
But I like the very first, like I read the first manga of Dragon Ball.
Okay.
So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Discord.
Wait, yeah, I put that on our channel.
Yeah.
I was told Jordan that we were
I'm
talking.
like old school when it comes to like manga and anime too.
Okay. I mostly like the newer things.
I mean, I do as well enjoy some of the newer stuff, but like a lot of like Ranma 1/2 is one of my favorites.
Okay.
So I like some of the old stuff too, and I've started watching Cowboy Bebop recently, and I'm about it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I just told Jordan that we were talking about him and saying terrible things about him.
Oh my gosh. The White Claw is gonna be. Whenever I do that, I'm gonna either roast him or I'm gonna be like, "Damn it, this is good." I'm very nervous.
Yes, we've gotten completely sidetracked, which is normal for any Fruits Basket stream I do. I had to talk about ReZero at least once, so I've fulfilled my quota.
Yes, but this is fun, and we should definitely do this again because, oh my god, it is one of my favorites. And honestly, regardless if you're doing a podcast, I'm just like, can we talk about anime?
Yes.
So, yeah.
We'll definitely be doing more with Fruits Basket. I don't know exactly when. Follow me on Twitter so I can tell you, and I'm not just saying that so I can get more followers.
Yeah, like, don't you want to listen to us talk?
Exactly. Yeah, so wrapping up the stream, I have your Twitch linked in the description if you're watching on YouTube. Anything else you want to promote yourself? Tell people where they can find you.
As chaotic as I was here, that's basically me. Like my streams go off the channel, like off of whatever. I will talk to you about anything. So, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, go check out her stream. I think you have an Instagram too.
I do. I play a lot of Animal Crossing. That's probably
okay. Yeah. Send me your Instagram. I'll include it in the description thing so people can find you from my YouTube.
Cool.
Thank you everyone who checked us out on YouTube and Twitch and everywhere else. We really appreciate it. Or at least I appreciate it. I assume you do too.
I do too. I especially come talk to me about more anime, please.
Yes. Anyone who likes to talk about anime, just go send her messages about anime. Send her your favorite anime screenshot.
Yes, send me memes, please.
I have a lot of... Okay, I'll send you some weird screenshots, don't worry.
Yes. I love it.
Right,
join my Discord.
Yes.
Flood it with memes.
All right, I'll do that after this. But yes, thank you everyone for checking this out. It's been fun. The Fruits Basket is amazing. And I will see you with